I pressed record and it didn't start recording.
Oh, what?
Grr! Anyway, hi Justice, it's Friday. It's the second time I've tried recording this because my computer's stupid. But first things first, there's a police bookshelf over there. We have a bookshelf over there. I'm happy. We started unpacking finally because we have bookshelves! Anyway, so there's that. And Aaron's playing a game that he's getting angry at. You keep dying? He keeps dying.
I still have higher KD, so it's good. It's all good.
You're all good. Anyway, so there's that. So that's the first thing. The second thing, your punishment. I have yet to figure it out. Josh and I are not nearly as sadistic as you are. I'm sorry to say it, Justice, but you're just better at this. I might ask you for an idea for a punishment. Anyway, so there's that. So that's number 2. Number 3, your word of the week for next week is going to be physics, because I have no idea what to give you, and the word that you gave me isn't going to be used. Instead, we are going to talk about the metropolis of Toledo. Actually, it's not even a metropolis. It's not even the word that you consider it. Josh calls it a backwater town, and I don't even bother with it. I call it Toledo. It is not that word. It is just Toledo.
Yeah.
Anywho, also, speaking of that word, have you ever noticed that in the Powerpuff Girls, when they mention Townsville, they call it that word, Townsville? Which means that is that word, town, and then village. So it's Towns Village. It is that word of Towns Village. Yes, I'm actually doing this on purpose. Trust me. Anyway, so there's that. That is number 3. Number 4 is the Toledo water crisis that occurred last week. Okay, it was actually on Sunday and Saturday, so it wasn't technically last week, but it was last week, because it didn't end until Monday. Anyway, so 6:30 in the morning comes around on Saturday. I walk into work, expecting it to be a normal day of work. I'm going to cut corn. That's what my job is for today. I'm going to do that. I walk in, clock in, come back down. I didn't even notice that it said, "We are out of water." I was too concerned about the typo that was on the paper that said, our out of water. Not our. I was so angry. I could not get over that little tidbit enough to go, why are we out of water? I didn't even care about that. I just was so annoyed by the hour that I didn't even bother with it. I even texted Josh, who was at work at the time, going, hey, the people at work are idiots. So that is where my concern was at when that happened. Clocked in, walked down into the main part of the store, and we're taking apart the wet rack. And I'm like, okay, it's 6:30. Why are we doing this? It's kind of, this isn't the time we normally take care of the wet rack. We normally do that late at night when nobody can see it because we don't want to let people know how bad it sometimes gets. Because sometimes when that wet rack hasn't been cleaned, it is downright nasty. Now, we normally don't let it get that bad, but just in case, since we don't want people to see what it's like to have it completely unveiled, we don't bother with it. We'd also just cleaned it a week before, so I was like, what are we doing? Walked up, asked the people that were there, hey Deb, hey Venus, what's going on? Did you brush your teeth this morning? Did you do this? Did you wash your face? Did you do anything like that? No, I was too big of a rush. I actually got up, changed my clothes, and ran out the door. What's going on? Well, you can't drink the water right now. You can't bathe in the water. They just keep saying that you can't do anything with the water. There's a water ban going on. What? I did not understand. So I asked what happened, and they're like, well, there's some toxin. We haven't really been told everything. It's just not safe to drink the water. So immediately my first reaction was to text my grandma, Josh, and Aaron, who was asleep at the time, to not drink the water, not use the water. Just a bad idea. So we did that. And I shall show you some stuff because I have clips and things that you need to see. Yes. I'm hyper.
Toledo is currently in a water crisis. And by water crisis, I don't mean we're dealing with a drought. I mean we can't drink our water. Nobody in the Toledo area can't currently drink their water because right now we don't know what's going on. We do, but I've never heard of this, and most people haven't heard of this. There's an algae bloom that is occurring within the Great Lakes. And I wish I could show you Lake Erie and do all the technical stuff that the people on the news do, but that's why the people on the news are doing it and not me. It's not a bacteria or anything of that number. It's a toxin from the algae bloom. And this has been something that they've known about for a while, but it hasn't been dealt with because they didn't think it was going to come over this way ever. But it kind of did come over this way. And it's partially because of the weather that we've been having and partially because of just, other things. Anyway, so we can't drink our water. We can bathe in it now. Originally, when this first was all a big, huge hype, we weren't able to bathe. The video that I'm going to show you is from yesterday when this first started because, as you know, I work at Meijer. In this case, I've never seen people treat this like gold. Good morning, Justice. It's now day 3 without water. And as you can tell, people are still stocking up on it. The pack of water that I have right now is not going to last. I'm going to show you the pallets of water we have in the back of our apartment. And then I'm going to go clock in for work. I'm so tired. These are what I've been pushing onto the floor since yesterday.